everybody. We're the Capturers. Thank you so much for being here. Lately, I haven't felt right. Maybe I gave up the fight. Baby, I need you by my side. You were mine, oh mine. I wanna break the glass, destroy this place, sit back and laugh. Ignore the fact that I've been attacked. I'm sinking like a metal anchor off a ship running land. I wanna shatter you. You broke it, the girl you thought you knew. Drag me through the gallows too. What a reject view. Good girls finish last. I'm so sorry I fell for you this fast. I just hope you're gonna repeat your past. I've been waiting for my heart to collide. I wanna break this glass, destroy this place, sit back and laugh. Ignore the fact that I've been attacked. I'm sinking like a metal anchor off a ship running land. I wanna shatter you. You broke it, the girl you thought you knew. Drag me through the gallows too. What a reject view. I wanna break the glass, destroy this place, sit back and laugh. Ignore the fact that I've been attacked. I'm sinking like a metal anchor off a ship running land. I wanna shatter you. You broke it, the girl you thought you knew. Drag me through the gallows too. What a reject
Well, there you go. That was the Captures. What a great way to open the show on Saturday. I want to talk about something. I want to talk a little bit before we get going here. The past few days have weighed very heavy on me. I flew back to New York City all night, so got about 2.5 hours sleep. But this stuff was important, and I wrote it down. I'm not going to wing this. This is not wing time. So, a couple things before we get cracking here today. Let me clear the deck a little bit. There we go. Here we go. Here we go, yo. And that said, all right. So here we go. Basically, when it comes down to it, in this forum, I'm a talk show host. I do what I do, and I appreciate your support. In the great words of Joe Strummer, without people, you're nothing. Having these guys on the show today is not going to be easy, but if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. As I said on the last show, I am fully vaccinated, and I was at the show on Saturday. Let's be clear. I certainly don't align myself with all of the views of our two guests on the show today, but that's okay. To me, hardcore has always been about diversity. It's one of the main reasons that attracted me to it as a teenager back in 1981, and one of the main reasons that I'm still here today in the trenches with the passion in my heart. This is one of the only platforms that today's guests feel comfortable coming on and talking about the current issues, which in the past few days have been an absolute firestorm. We are fortunate in this day and age that this worldwide platform exists and we can communicate like this in real time. In this forum, it's important that sometimes we agree to disagree. In that regard, we must hang together in this thing that we call hardcore. Remember, we are all bozos on this bus. Sometimes people do dumb shit in hardcore, like wear a homemade shirt that's in bad taste, throw a bottle, or even piss in the pool. Like the saying goes, there's one in every crowd. It's a far from perfect scene, but that's part of the great allure of it. Hardcore cannot and will not be a victim of the cancel culture. I must say, having seen the mainstream media coverage surrounding the event last Saturday, I find it more than slightly perturbing. There are many blatant untruths being repeated again and again, including that the permit application was filed under the false pretense that the event was a 9/11 rally, as well as that it had anti-Black Lives Matter undercurrents. Being a born and raised New Yorker and having seen with my own eyes the Twin Towers come down on that fateful day of 9/11, and having gone to a multiracial public school here in New York City, this is very troubling to me, to say the least. We're going to address these untruths and much more during today's show. That said, this show cannot be a hate fest today. If you're going to come on and come into the chat room and espouse a bunch of hateful rhetoric, it's not going to work today. I just can't have it. That's not what my show is about. That's not what our show is about. Keep that stuff on Facebook and Instagram where it belongs. Let's have some constructive dialogue regarding the issues of the day. These are our guests, and like everyone else that has come on our show, they deserve respect. Let's bring them on and let's hear what they have to say. Put your shoes and socks on, kids. It's right around the corner. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. What's happening? This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chacho's Tacos, and Your Core Hardcore fan page. Well, you asked for it, you got it. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Looking forward to today's show. See lots of, I think there's a riot outside. I think there's a riot outside my window. What's happening? What's happening? Lawrence, what's up? Larry the Hunter, excuse me. Mike Scandato, what's happening, everybody? Mike Egan, Yo May in London. Larry Kelly up in Boston. Everybody. Danielle, you got your shoes and socks on? Good. You're going to need them today. Clank your chains and count your change, right? Thank you. I took a flight last night through the night, so I had a second to write that down, and I'm glad I did. I'm really, I didn't want to wing it. So let's keep it cracking here. Let's bring on the Hardcore Shutterbug. What's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, the drama.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Today is not about a picture for me today. I just want to say a couple of things before you guys get rolling. It's just about pride, man. I've never been more proud to be a New Yorker and to be a music lover and to be a part of the hardcore community. And I feel like I witnessed history. And I am so glad I was there with the camera, standing with so many people that I absolutely love. And, we are just like, these are our family. This is our people.
Yeah.
And what you said at the beginning was really spot on and beautifully said.
Thank you.
And I tip my hat to you if I had a hat on.
Hey, I want to shout out Charlie Crespo, who wrote a really fair and honest article about what happened. I got to say that, Charlie, thank you. Charlie was at the show, and Charlie, really told it like it is. And we're going to get into a lot of this stuff. What the horror of how one media outlet will report something that's false, and all the rest of them will pick it up and snowball it, and it's just friggin' disgusting, But
Absolutely.
that said, hey, I know. We talked about, picture of the day and what would be appropriate and stuff like that. And, we didn't want to do a music thing, but you sent me a couple things, and I'm going to go with this, man, because it's sort of in the theme of what we talked about already. Tell us what this is.
Well, this is actually, what I like about this is there's a lot going on here. It's obviously the Freedom Tower. And the Oculus, which is a really fascinating. I don't even know how to describe this building, but it looks like a spaceship just landed, and it just what the Freedom Tower to me, it's significant to so many things, obviously, that we're talking about today, and it's just one more thing about New York to love, And I've yet to get up top, though. I've yet to actually go to the top of the tower. But I'm going to get through that.
I haven't been there. I did not go down to the 9/11 site for I think 10 years maybe.
Oh wow!
I mean, it was when 9/11 happened, I was there. I saw it. I was a couple blocks from it. I saw the whole thing happen, and that's a whole nother story. And it really affected me and shook me up. And I didn't go down there for many, many, many years, So, I take this 9/11 stuff very, very seriously,
Yeah.
And one more picture. 20
years now.
One more picture that you sent that I like, and that's, of course, that's the Empire State Building, right?
Oh yeah, that was such a beautiful day, and this is a great angle because it's where the buildings open up and you have a perfect view of it. And I never get it's one of those buildings like the Chrysler Building. I never get tired of it. It's just something about. Although I secretly am always hoping to catch a giant gorilla climbing up the side, and I can't. I can't lie.
Do you know in World War II a plane embedded itself into the Empire State Building?
What kind of plane?
Yeah, look it up. It was like
really.
Yeah, it was a warplane.
Oh wow!
And do you know that the spire on top was originally for docking dirigibles?
Oh wow!
Come on now!
It's like a park and ride for blimps.
Listen, don't mess
crazy.
With my New York hardcore game is strong, but my New York trivia game could be even stronger.
Well, that's awesome. Hey, before I forget, gotta wish a happy birthday to Vinny Doak.
Oh yeah. Good. Thank you.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Oh, here we go. Letty from Crazy Eddie knows it was a B-24 Liberator. Yep. A World War II bomber, or was it a B-25? Or was it a B-52? It was a rock, or was it a Rock Lobster?
Thank you, Lenny.
I think we covered it. B-25.
Lenny's the Google of hardcore.
Joe Bruno, what's up, man? So. There you go. Hey, we'll see in a bit. All right.
Absolutely. This is a big one for me. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat here. So.
Okay. Good.
I'll see everybody in a little bit.
Peace in the Middle East. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, Your Core Hardcore fan page, DTFM Vinyl Distro, and located in Corpus Christi, Texas, Chacho's Tacos. Opened their doors in 2001, home of the almighty Chacho's Taco. They cook up an incredible home-style Tex-Mex food, and this month they're celebrating their 20th anniversary. They've been supporting underground music since the beginning, and in their own words, we ain't stopping anytime soon. Touring bands that play Corpus Christi swing by and get a home-cooked meal. At Chacho's Tacos, we got you. The underground scene will never die, especially in Corpus Christi, Texas, where things are wide open. Please follow us on Facebook or on Instagram. Also, while we're at it, DTFM Vinyl Distro is a record store that specializes in underground music, punk, ska, hardcore, metal, and more. located in the heart of Fargo, North Dakota's industrial district. Shop in person or online at www.dtfmvinyldistrict.com, where the motto is Death to False Meadow. False Meadow. Death to False Meadow. That said, let's bring our first guest on. Let's clear the deck. What the heck? Astoria, got to shout out Astoria Lou. Got to shout out Rap Bones. Lenny from Crazy Eddie. That said, let me clear the deck. Here we go. Couple of guests on today. First, today's guest is an American concert promoter hailing from Long Island, New York. Since 2004, he's been producing shows under the Black and Blue Productions banner, including one of the last of the truly independent music festivals, the Black and Blue Bowl. Please welcome the man in the eye of the storm, Cousin Joe. What's up?
How's everybody doing today?
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Hey, man, this is very important, and I'm glad we can get on here and communicate with our family and our people out there. Any naysayers, we can clear the air and get the facts out. It's been a crazy storm, like you said, Drew. Awesome intro, man. That was beautiful.
Thank you. And how's the family? I know you're under. I know it's crunch. It's crunching. You and me have been talking about 30 times a day lately.
Yeah, to say it hasn't been overwhelming would be a little bit of a lie. When I want to clear the air also because there's a lot of misconception. A lot of people saying negative things about people I care about. This whole thing started with me and John Joseph. Drew, people have been saying nasty things about you. All Drew had to do with this one in the park was promoted. This was strictly me, John, and the B&B production that decided to have some balls and do this event. And, a lot of nasty things have been said about people I care about. And I understand tempers fly. When people were accusing me, I was knee-jerk reaction, and I apologize for that. But I'm a human being. I think anybody could relate with me maybe responding with some anger. I'm being accused of something absolutely false. It's just insane, and I can't wait for the opportunity, and hopefully people could keep up, because I'm not always the best explainer, but hopefully they could keep up with how things broke down and understand that this whole 9/11 thing really had nothing to do with the show, no matter what.
Let's start with this. First off, for there might be some people out there that may not know you, but I have to say that I don't know anybody that has more heart than you, bro. And your passion for New York hardcore and your love for it through all the years with the Black and Blue Bowl and the opportunities you've given the band and financially what you've put out there. For years and years and years. And I don't know anybody with more heart and more guts than you, bro. I got to say that.
Thank you, man. It's just a natural machine engine that's in me. It just keeps going, and obviously it needed to go again. So,
let's set the table a little bit here. You mentioned that you and I, we've done shows together. People think like this show kind of happened in a vacuum, and it didn't. You and I have done shows in the park for years. We did the Dr. No benefit, many years ago, which drew a very similar crowd, right? At the time, we raised, I think, over $20,000 for Dr. No of the Bad Brains.
Yeah.
Yep. We did the next year. We did the rabies
tribute.
Right, and some of the fun, there was some of the money was donated to the homeless.
Yeah. Vinny Value, rest in peace, Vinny, close friend of mine. I don't even want to think about it, get upset. But Vinny was obviously involved with rabies, with the donation place where he would give. I forgot the name of it, but Vinny donated money to some homeless kids' homeless shelter place. So, but we raised money in that park for years. It's just what we've been doing, trying to do shows in that park ever since I saw Breakdown play that park on video. I just, we did a lot of things in the city. I did some shows at CBGB's before they closed, thanks to Brendan from SFA. I got to give him a shout out, even though he breaks my balls. And, this was a dream for me, just kind of like the radio show we did on East Village Radio. Like I used, a lot of things have been just coming like I said on Richie Wisdom and Chains podcast, sometimes it's like, I didn't find hardcore, it found me, and I believe that. So.
I also want to throw in the mix that the third show that you and I did was a benefit for our good friend James Drescher from Murphy's Law, and we had the mighty Boss Tones played the park.
Yeah,
and,
which was insane. That was amazing.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say, and let's throw this out there right away. In talking about the show that happened on Saturday, you knew, we knew, people were going to show up, but we had the conversation that we had no idea that amount of people. We really didn't.
I mean, how could you? I mean, that was, it's a very trying time. People have been locked in their house, staying home. Some people just, a lot of depression going on. Listen, obviously I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect some sort of a backlash from doing this show. When John first hit me up and we were frustrated what was going on, and I'll try not to get into my personal opinions on how the last year has gone in our country and the world. But John and I were like, it's time to do a show. John hit me up and said, cuz, let's do a box truck show. Can you help? Let's just do it. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I thought, let me take it a step further. Let me call Chris. And maybe I could take this opportunity to explain the process with the permits, because I'd rather get it out of the way. How it happens, I give Chris a call. So what happens, everybody, with these?
Yeah, explain that.
Yeah, with these applications is this. Chris Flash is what we call him, is the person who has the access through the Parks Department to put in applications for dates throughout the year. Now, keep this in mind when I'm telling you this, because this is going to hopefully make you realize why the 9/11 thing really shouldn't matter, but we'll get to that too. He has to pick dates he'd like to do the shows on almost 8 months in advance, 6 months in advance, 5 months. These things aren't figured out last minute. Now, I had no idea 6 months ago when I'd be doing a show again. Okay. So Chris puts in these applications, okay? And when he puts them in, he has to just guess in attendance. He has to write something on there. Guess. He has no idea if I'm going to come along, some jazz festival is going to come along and ask him for a date. Okay.
It could be Joey Vomit in the Peeps.
It could be a drum solo. It could be any person trying to get a date from Chris or Mike SOS, who also has dates, who actually has the 9/11 date, which is going to tie this all together of why there was a mistake, which is crazy. It even matters, but we'll get there. It's nuts. So that being said, these dates are put in way in advance. Okay. And again, he guesses the capacity, what he thinks going to be there, regardless of the rules at the time with the city, outdoor events, blah, blah, blah. So fast forward to the end of March. I'm brainstorming. John, let me call up my guy at the park and get a date. Chris, how you doing? What's up, cuz? Chris, you know why I'm calling you. Have you been doing dates? Have you been doing shows in the park during the pandemic? He's like, yeah, the whole time. I said, you've been doing shows in the park this whole pandemic?
Well, they did the Karen Black show on Halloween. That had some people out there.
Right. Yep. Now, mind you, the shows are, he's like, yeah, cuz we've been doing shows. They're not as big as the shows you do, but we had 300-400 people in the park at one time. I said, how did it go? He's like, well, people wearing masks. Half the people weren't. I said, he's like, the police told me to ask people to put masks on. I said, I could ask them. I can't force them, which is right. They're not ticketing people in Manhattan for not wearing masks outside. So I said, really? So I asked for the date, and he said, we came to the 24th as a date, and I took it. Okay. Mind you, Black and Blue Productions has I just learned how the application process learned due to all this whole situation being crazy. I made sure that I would learn it. Right. So here I am booking the show, getting ready to do the show. No idea about an event theme or anything. All right. Chris Arabia from Murphy's Law, the drummers, NYFD. So obviously we're doing the show. We'd like to donate money. We're going to raise money, try to help out the bands who haven't played. These guys' careers haven't paid in years. Pay for some of the production, the stage, that sound costs money. Nothing's free, Drew. Right. So that being said, it came together as an event. The New York City Burn Center Foundation was in contact with Chris. We have emails of the corresponding discussion about the event. They sent us the high-res logos for the event and said, keep us posted. They were excited. Everybody's on board. That's what had happened. Okay, so now shows have been happening nonstop. It wasn't like it didn't say 9/11 on the application, but regardless it was on the application, it really had nothing to do with the date of the show. We didn't advertise the show as 9/11. We didn't get any favors to do the show because of 9/11.
Well, let me just say also. Let me just also say, who would do a 9/11 show in April anyway?
Thank you. Hello, but people got triggered by some false information, but the plot thickens. Okay, but this has to be said. So, okay, the show happens. The city freaks out. They're upset. Somehow, some way, besides all the other rhetoric about it being a MAGA rally, which is comical, okay, in New York City and Lower East Side, a MAGA rally. Okay, so that being said, this whole thing comes out about the Parks Department releasing something about a permit with 9/11 on it. They release a little snippet. Okay, now, again, mind you this, if it said Bill Cosby Day or Richard Pryor, and if it said Superman Day on that permit as a theme, it's irrelevant, had nothing to do with the show. We didn't get any favors. We didn't raise money based on 9/11. It really makes no sense, but people want to be mad at something. So because it's supposedly said it on the application, I posted the permit. Now, normally on any show,
I have that. I have the permit.
Right. At any show in the park.
Do we want to see the permit? Do we want to see the permit or the application?
We want to see the permit.
What do you want to see first?
How about the permit first?
Permit.
Whatever you want. The permit should match the
permit.
At any normal event you do in any park, when you fill out an application, the application is going to match the permit. It's not going to say 9/11 on the application and not say it on the permit. It doesn't work like that. Okay.
Right.
So therefore, now I don't see the application. The officers, they hand off the permit to Chris. I get it in my hand. So if anyone questions the date, this is what I supply. It says clearly political rally and concert. The political rally could be anything. If you
it's rally/concert.
Rally, right? It could be anything. It could be anything. It could be.
We're going to rally around Jaws throne.
Could be talking about to be talking to Bloodclot about Hare Krishna stuff. It could be anything, you know.
Well, but let me just say also that this isn't new. This is always the situation when we did the other big shows. This is what it's always been. This isn't, like I said, this didn't happen in a vacuum. Everyone loved the Big Boss Tone show. Everybody loved when we did the Dr. No Benefit. It was always this scenario. It's just when something happens like what happened on Saturday, then they start really looking at the paperwork and they want names. That's kind of what happened here.
Right, exactly. And listen, I'm not, the Parks Department and the police, everyone saw them. They were there all day.
Love the
watching the show.
Here's the application. This is the infamous application, a permit request. And specifically on this, you could see event name, rally concert, event type, political rally with speakers and music. Doesn't say anything about.
Now, Drew, let me state
9/11.
Let me state this now so people know. So what these people in the media are saying, they have a piece of paper that could be doctored and altered. This is a screenshot, which we have better. We actually have a live video. That's a screenshot from the New York City Park site. Okay, that's when if you log on through Chris's, this is so silly because it's so obvious. If you log on through Chris's login to the park site, that's what you see. So to show people.
Oh, wait a second. You mean
this is the official Parks Department website, and I am logged in as the attorney for Chris Parker. Here you can see all of the events that have been applied for by Mr. Parker, and this is the only event for 424, which is the event in question that we were purportedly talking about with Inside Edition. When you click on this event, then you can see there is nothing on this application about 9/11.
I mean, listen, this is what we're up against. I mean, I of course, if I say things like they're trying to sabotage us, it's a conspiracy theory. There's no other way around it. That is the logon site through the City Parks Department for the application process. It doesn't say 9/11. So I'm gonna.
And this here, this
Yes.
is the Gothamist.
Yes.
And the Gothamist.
Yes. A little tiny piece of paper.
I don't know what this event name, September 11th Memorial, event type, special event, and what happened here was the Gothamist grabbed this from somewhere, posted it, everybody took it verbatim, reposted it, headlines reading, and now you, my friend, are the Antichrist. Welcome to Valhalla.
So I want to explain to everybody. So mind you, so that is the logon. If Chris goes on as him, that's the application screen on the Parks Department site. Get that through your head. Not photoshopped, not a piece of paper that could have been printed out by the parks and changed to convenient the argument, because what happened, everybody tried to detach themselves from the event. Once they heard it was a 9/11 scam, everybody was like, see ya.
Hey, how about a music permit?
Yep.
How about a music permit?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Hey, we got, you know what? We got to shout once again. Let's shout out the 9th Precinct and the Parks Department, because they were great.
Listen, people want to be all silly. I love that. I love that meme, first of all, that someone posted for all these dudes. 2020 ACAB, 2021. Where's the permit? I love that. That was comical. But listen, the reality is it's New York City, and you need if you want to do a park show, you need to cooperate with these people. So, and listen, it was an amazing event. The emotional side we'll talk about with all the other guys, but I want to give everybody the honest updates of what's going on and where we are right now.
Let's do that, and let's bring on our next guest. Finish what you're saying. Go ahead.
Finish what I'm saying, because this is very important. So
Yeah.
we got X to do Inside Edition. Now it's crazy. We probably shouldn't have did it, but my big heart on my sleeve was a sucker, and I did it. And guess what happened? They tried to finagle the story. We sent them the site application, and they pulled out a piece of paper from the Parks Department. It was supposedly an application. I couldn't read it because they're holding it it's through Zoom, Inside Edition through Zoom. It'll air later tonight. And my screen was black, actually. I was like, Ann, I said, Ann, I can't see the paper. I'm wondering if they're going to chop out what I said. If they could do that, they might. But I said, Ann, I can't even see it. So she says, it says here, 9/11 Memorial, Chris blah, blah, blah. And she's like, you're telling me the Parks Department is lying. I said, ma'am, you're a smart lady. I said, it's a piece of paper. Honestly, anyone could fudge that and doctor. She's like, you say they're lying, Mr. Camerata. I said, well, either someone made a mistake or somebody is trying to bail on being responsible for the show happening. I said, but we sent you a screen picture from the City Park site. We said, show that on TV too. She wouldn't show it. So right. Now,
what could be happening is they're going back to some old irrelevant paperwork.
Hold on. So Drew, you could explain this too, because you know what we're getting at, because we just found this out. We just found this out right before the show. This is crazy. So I'm like, okay, well, this is some really serious stuff we got going on here. Who gave them a piece of paper which says that? So right before the show, and again, mind you, it could have said Elvis Presley on the permit. It had nothing to do with the show. 9/11 could have said Vietnam on it. It was irrelevant. We didn't get any favors pulled because of what the theme was going to be. But it was not 9/11 was not on our park application. So we just found out, Drew. Tell them what happened, why there was a mix-up, and we're gonna submit it to Inside Edition and also submit it on the internet so everyone can see.
Well, you mean with the original paperwork, or what do you mean?
No, there was a mistake. Okay, with Chris filing for a date originally.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Chris, I don't know if people. What people need to understand here is like what Cuz said is that our guy Chris Flash, he is a Lower East Side activist. He's been doing shows in the park for 17 years. He feels that we have a right. The people have a right for shows in the park. He submits in the winter for all these dates. there's a lot of moving parts here. You know, he submits for all the dates. Then we go, you know, then we say, hey, Chris, can I get this date? Can you know, and he sort of hands out the permits. So it's hard, you know, there's a lot of moving parts in the beginning. Things might have gotten mixed up.
Now I don't know. I don't blame Chris, because I was imagine me getting blamed for this whole application thing, and I'm like, I never even was. Hold on, let me finish. I was never part of the application process ever. I have no idea what Chris does.
Right.
I call Chris. You have a date? Thank you. Goodbye. Work on the show.
Chris is the Lee Harvey Oswald in this whole thing.
Right.
He's the patsy. He is. But Chris, I got to give Chris credit. He's up for the fight. He's not scared, and he's a great New Yorker.
So we actually are battling with these people, and we have an attorney. And if anyone wants to see that video and some screenshots of the City Park site, I posted it on the B&B Productions IG page. You can go and watch it a million times and see. He's like showing you how, if you log on, what he's showing you the step. Because I said, I want people to see the real live process of going on as Chris through the City Park's website. So. Right. Now, it makes sense. We found out that there was a mix-up. Apparently, there was a date applied for 9/11 a long time ago, okay, through Chris, apparently. Now, I can't blame Chris for not remembering what he did 8 months ago, because he's kind of a hippie dude. But, you know what I'm saying? But there was no lying and deceiving here. Apparently, they didn't give Chris the date, and there was a mix-up with another promoter, Mike from SOS. Okay, got the 9/11 date. It was like September 11th or 12th. So there was a mix-up on the Parks Department, and this is all going to come out. But the point is, we're showing everybody that on our application, on the site through Chris's login, through the City Parks, nothing says 9/11.
Not on the application, not on the permit.
Right. And again, most places, when you do an application, when you get the permit from the police, they match. There's nothing missing. It doesn't say, balloon popping day on the application, and then it says rally, sound and concert on there. It doesn't. It matches. So it doesn't make sense for so many reasons. I hope you people can understand that this is an obvious smear of our scene and trying to break us up and ruin a beautiful day.
That said, our next guest is a musician, author, and Ironman triathlete hailing from New York City. As a musician, he is best known as the frontman for the Cro-Mags during the Age of Quarrel era. His current project is Bloodclot. Please welcome, coming at us from the Lower East Side of Manhattan, Mr. John Joseph. Hey, man.
What's happening, Drew?
How are you, buddy?
What's up, Johnny?
Very good. What's up, Joe? Love you, man. I love you.
How's your week been, buddy?
How's what? Oh, it's crazy. I've had to block hundreds of people.
Yeah, it's the sucks with the internet.
You know, this is the age we live in, people. It's like that game you used to play telephone in school where the story starts here. By the time it gets around the classroom, I can't even believe the shit people are saying, which is not substantiated by any facts whatsoever. So that's what I've been dealing with. But you know, I roll with the punches, man. I'm a native New York. I grew up on the fucking streets. Ain't nothing fazing me because I know the truth. Michael Alago, we love you. Thank you for coming to the show.
Yeah, Mike. Good seeing you, Mike.
Yeah. You know, John. I've said this to you before. Is that you're in the firestorm and you have a way of just not letting it affect you.
PMA. I practice that shit daily. You know, the mindset is everything. And listen, when you have the truth on your side and you know that people are lying, then you have nothing. There's no fear there. You know.
That's it. That's
and
right.
I knew what the truth was from the minute I called Cuz, because let's backtrack to how the whole shit went down, right?
Go ahead.
We did this thing with Chris Garver for his 50th birthday, and we surprised him outside of 5 Points Tattoo Shop. We played in a box truck, and fucking people just pulled over their cars, and everybody was dying for music so bad, right? And I was like, holy fucking shit. We did 5 Cro-Mag songs, and I was just like, So I came to Cuz and I go, dude, with everything that's going on, you know what, man? We have to do a fucking show. Let's do this box truck thing. We could park it under the East River and let's do something for the people, man. Bring people together. We told everybody practice whatever, social distancing, mask, whatever the fuck you want to do. It's up to you. All right. So then Cuz goes, let me see if I can get, if there's a date for the park with a permit. Sure enough, my man calls me back. He's like, you're not going to fucking believe it. We got April 24th. And it just went on from there. We got, Madball and Murphy's Law, Wisdom and Change, Bloodclot.
Captures.
And it was this beautiful event with, like people from every walk of life. We had white people, black people, brown people, transgender people, fucking
everybody,
gay people, whatever. Everybody just was, and we had no idea how many people was going to show up. It's a park. There was people that were just in the park that particular day. The bands were so fucking diverse too, and the rhetoric starts coming. It was this white supremacist. You guys are fucking racist. This was like a MAGA rally. Somebody actually created a movement of the crowd at our show, and then the motherfucking idiots storming the Capitol and said, "There's no difference between this event and that event."
Crazy.
And let me just say something else. You're gonna complain about numbers. The DMX funeral had over 10,000 fucking people unmasked, fucking rallying at that.
How about the NFL draft? Yo, Cuz, the NFL draft.
Yeah, listen. I said this, guys. Johnny, your point is right, and that's what I said to the reporter. I don't think she's going to put it on the news. I just did an interview with WBI also. I said a lot of people are forgetting that there are places around the country where tens of thousands of people have been gathering in stadiums, 3,000 people concerts, other states for months. So it wasn't like we really did something that crazy. Did we bend the rules a little bit? Did we do something a little earlier than maybe they would have liked? Yes, but to say that, to ignore what's going on in the rest of the world and the rest of the country, and I'm
not saying it's okay, but like I said before, in a certain regard, with all these other big shows that we've done, we've always bent the rules a little bit. And it's been okay. And it's been okay. It hasn't. Okay. I'll take the hit on that one. But it's only when we love the Parks Department, but once in this age we live in, once everybody starts taking out these things and starts shooting and it all gets out there, then it got ramped. Then it got ramped up and
information. Like I said, you think the cops would have let us set up a fucking stage and all the shit that we did if the permits weren't in order? It said concert rally, and the message is, listen, what we said between the bands on stage was, this is a beautiful fucking event. We gotta, get our stages back. We have to get back to our lives. This is bringing people together. Look at all the smiling faces out there. Everything was like about unity. And the fact that they could take that shit and turn it into something ugly the way that they did it, it shows you how fucking, like you said, these things right here, it's giving a lot of people a voice. And like I said, a lot of misinformation was spread that this was an event for 9/11 and all this other shit. And listen, I want to say something too. We had no control over Springer wearing that stupid fucking shirt that he fucking wore that day. He had
Johnny, let me say this right now, Drew. Let me clear the air on this also, because I have a lot of friends of color in the city not my obviously my brothers and my close family friends I know, but the people that I meet through shows. I want to let them know that we had no idea. I saw that guy standing there. I didn't know who he was. I don't really care about SSD. He looked just like an old weirdo. The shirt looked really like Brett. And then I want to let people know we had no plans for him being part of that show. Jimmy's an older guy, and I really Jimmy just sees an older dude from Boston. Let's sing a song together. If I would have seen him, on stage with that, I definitely would have had words with him because
Yeah, absolutely.
I know I was not defending old punk rock attitude. It's uncalled for. And I would not have had that set up as being part of the show. That was disrespectful, and that's crossing the line. So
Hey,
that wasn't cool.
let's do this. Let's bring on another guest. Let's bring on. He's the front man for one of the bands that played that day. What's up? What's up, Mad Joe? Wisdom and Chains.
Yo!
What's up, fellas?
Oh, Big Joe!
How we doing, fellas?
What's up, bro?
Let's get some flavor up in this piece, bro.
So yeah, I'll jump right into what we got, what we're talking about right here, because it's just a crazy. All right, first of all, that shirt was very stupid, very insensitive to wear, especially at the time, the timing in the country, regardless of whatever old punk rock attitudes old punk rockers might have. There's the climate of the country. There's no need for that kind of shit. Secondly, the day to try to almost make the day about yourself or about some weird, you know what I'm saying? I understand that's what people do. They put shit on t-shirts, but the day was about this unity, this beautiful scene that we're all a part of, and getting our thing back, our hardcore thing that's so important to us. That's what that day was about, and that's what was so special and beautiful about it at the end of the day. And if you just look at that picture, for people who don't know, it looks like that guy's a front man of a band that played that day. So for people who are just reading this on the internet or just seeing little highlights, you know what I mean, little headlines, and they see that picture, they assume that was a performer, and he's not a performer.
I didn't even know who the fuck he was.
He's not a performer. He's not even a fucking guest. He didn't belong on that stage. He's just a dude who was at the show who took an opportunity to grab the mic. And that is not what the day was about, even
not at all.
And for those of us who were there and witnessed how beautiful that event was, we know that had nothing to do with it. And we know that there was a Black Lives Matter table set up.
Thank you.
That had t-shirts and buttons and information, and they were spreading love and information at the show. And this guy is not what the show was about at all.
And let me just say one thing. Even John Watson set up. We fed over John Watson paid for all the organic plant-based food. We fed over 300 people that day.
Yeah.
It was just this beautiful combination of I set up this show in '82 in the park called Rock Against Maya. And we had a huge, all the local bands played. We fed 5,000 people, all this shit. So it was John Watson remembers that. And he was like, yo, I want to sponsor feeding people. And he came, with the Krishnas or whatever. And they served, they were feeding people, great food and the whole vibe. And then the Black Lives Matters table was across the little walking path from that. It was everything was just about unity. And then the media and Vlad from Organic Grill fed all the artists. But then the media, the way these fucking Mamalukes did it, who've been talking shit, they screenshot a little section of the crowd that perhaps it was a little, 30, 40. There wasn't any diversity in the crowd. Instead of looking at, if you look at the videos of the show, you see people from all walks of life jumping off the stage in the pit.
No, we were on stage, right? You and I were blessed to be on the stage, and you saw it, you witnessed it, just like I witnessed it. We saw that's the most diverse crowd I have ever played to.
100%.
That is the best New York City show I ever
in a long time.
And the big part of it for me was seeing how many different types of people came out. For the only reason they came out is because we're all fucking hardcore kids at our heart. At the root of it, that's what we are. We're hardcore kids, and we came out because hardcore is back, and it was this beautiful celebration, and that's what the day was about. There was black and white and brown and red and yellow and fucking men and women
Transgender.
and trans and straight and
It was
everything, man.
transgender people in the pit with dresses, fucking
Yeah,
guys off the
yeah.
stage, and people were catching them and like, where the fuck are they getting this? Let me just say one thing, okay? Because I've been going to shows since '77 in New York City, and the types of people that criticize us in '70s and the '80s for being hardcore and talk shit against us. This is the same mentality of these people that are doing this shit now, right? It's the same fucking thing. If you looked at the early punk rock scene in New York in the '70s or the hardcore scene, it was so diverse. There was people from everywhere. And when the fucking skinheads stood up, they got fucking beat down. We didn't let that shit, that fucking white supremacist skinhead shit last a minute. Anybody fucking saluted or did that Zig Heil shit, you know that shit. Drew and Joe, they got fucking beat the fuck down. That's the reality of the, and to start labeling us as racist and Nazis and all this shit these motherfuckers have been saying about us, and it's like, it's just complete. They're doing the same thing these assholes did to the punk and hardcore scene in the '70s and '80s. They're the same mentality fucking people.
Yeah. Hey, let me address something here. Let me take the stage for a second. And that has to do with Springer from SSD Control. And this is a guy I've known since I was a teenager. And the first hardcore show I ever went to, he was the singer in the band. You know, this kind of this is out there. And I'm not saying this stuff is okay by any means, you know, but you know, this has been out there for a while. And really what you have with Springer is a guy that's still a juvenile delinquent. He has a flip phone. He still has a flip phone. He texted me the other day, like 3 days ago, and said, "Hey, any what's the feedback from the show?" He had no idea. So, like I said in the beginning of the show, you know, there's a couple in every crowd, and unfortunately, you know, he used bad taste. He's out of touch. This guy's totally out of touch.
Out of step with the world.
Yeah. So I just want to, you know,
I think like within our scene, there's so many of us who are chronically out of touch.
Yeah.
With a lot, and that's sort of the thing that draws us together. You know what I mean? Is there's a lot of people
diversity
who are just fuck ups or morons and idiots. You know what I mean? So not all of us. And the beautiful thing about hardcore is that you meet people who have historically been that, but then kind of built something better out of themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? And bring people up with them.
Right.
And so, you know, I get it. I know what punk rockers are like. I understand it, but I don't think the world can understand it. And and if I was friends with that guy, like, you know, if I knew him personally and he had asked me if, you know, if this was a good idea, I would have said no. You fucking
and like Bob Riley's saying, he's not a racist. No way. He's just a dinosaur. You know? Hey, you know what you need here? You know what this show needs right now? This show needs a little bit more flavor.
Oh yeah!
Bro. Yeah.
Come on,
this
bro.
where the gangbangs at. Oh man, let me stop. Joke. I'm trying to lighten this shit up, everybody.
Come on, give us something.
I'm a fucking father already. What's up, everybody?
I got my kid right here. Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Junior. Hey, my son's back there. Listen, I just, like I was saying before, all I got to say is this, and I've been saying it all week. I've never been more proud to call myself a hardcore kid. I feel like the fucking Hulk, and that's from the energy I got from everybody who was there in the flesh or spiritually or from around the world. Everybody who you've been hit. Listen, I want to say one thing while I got everybody. You know, if people are saying, you know, yo, we were out, you know, our spirit was with you guys. We ain't from New York, but blah, blah, blah. It ain't about New York hardcore. It's about the whole hardcore movement. And we felt that shit. And let me tell you again, I'm still floating. And it's something that when I die, like I said, I already showed my son. You see that? That's what your father does. That's something that I show my son, that I want him to teach his sons, that, hey, my father practices what he preaches and he steps up for what he fucking believes in. So with that being said, CasaDeRock.com, yo, shirts, $21. Yo, but no, but for real, mad love to everybody who gave us love, cuz you know what time it is, man. You know, salute to you and everybody for stepping the fuck up and making shit happen. And the minute I was told we had a show, I was like, you know what, so we were like, where and when?
Mad Joe started doing push-ups in the pizza place.
Yeah, you know, it was like, and one other thing, like I said, you know, it could have been a million bands. It could have been a million bands. And I talked to Bloodclot a while ago. I said, but you know, I believe in God. You could believe in the gods. You could believe in what Bloodclot believes in, whatever, 10 arms, this guy, whatever. But I say this on the real. The forces that be, look at Jimmy Gestapo grew up in that park, walking through that park. Bloodclot grew up going through that park. Freddie grew up living down the block in the squat. Me, Ezek, Toby, breaking bread in that fucking park. And the gods who, you know, they wanted, who was supposed to be there, was there that day. So, whatever. Benny Stigma was in the fucking building.
Oh, man, the Godfather showed up. Come on.
I was on the stage with Bloodclot, Vinny Stigma, fucking Jimmy Gestapo. Enough said. Everybody shut the fuck up. Yo, celebrate. I'm so happy. Hardcore's back.
Hey, listen, you guys, let's take a break. Let me shout out.
Let me say one thing before,
Go ahead.
It's something else. And this was another beautiful thing that happened. So many families brought their kids.
Yeah.
There was kids on stage diving. We had people bringing their like 1-year-old babies there. It was this community event that was surrounded, and like you said, Hoya, not just New York hardcore, but hardcore motherfuckers flew in from all over the country. It was just this beautiful fucking, like, you know, hugging kids and taking pictures, and 7 and 8-year-old kids diving off the stage, and Jimmy interacting with them. And it was,
you know what it is like? You know what it was like? It was our version of Woodstock. That's what I feel like, because
I heard that.
in my lifetime, I don't remember a concert that was as it was like, there was like a mystique about it before it even happened. There was this like mystique, and nobody knew, oh my God, what's it gonna be like? Are people gonna really show up? Like back then, they're probably like, is anybody really gonna come to this?
The fucking resurrection. That shit was the fucking resurrection. That's what that shit felt like me. I was on some religious shit.
Woodstock, and I would have been there whether I was playing or not, because because like you said, Hoya, I belong there. That's supposed to be there, and I was gonna be there no matter what anyway. And I think that goes for all the people in the crowd. And you know who wasn't gonna be there? Anybody that's bitching about it right now. They weren't gonna come anyway. They weren't supposed to be there because they're not real. They're not real hardcore kids. That's why they didn't come. There's people who wish they could have came and that couldn't have come. But the people who are being vocal and are trying to tear us down for doing this beautiful thing, those are the people who are fucking, they're phony, man. They're fake. They weren't gonna come anyway. They're not fans of the music. They're not fans of the thing we're trying to accomplish. They're just fucking perpetrators, and they're trying to fucking tear us down. And I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm so fucking proud to be a part of it. I was so blessed to be asked to be on that stage and share stage with legends in a legendary place, and to just be a part of something that was that historical. Like that's why I was doing push-ups in the pizza place, Joe. Because like I swear I felt it then. I felt it immediately, and it was like I knew it was important. It was a chance to do something that was actually important.
And Hoya, we talked about this too. Hoya, is like that a lot of the people that weren't there that are carrying on are people that are never there anyway.
Exactly.
You know, there was people that personally hit me up that they didn't feel comfortable going to a crowded show or whatever it be because they had things, but they were telling me, Hoya, go kill it. Man, I wish I could be there, but I don't feel comfortable. And you know what I said? Yo, I'm gonna kill it. Yo, thanks, one love, because we have an option to do it and not. We're not here to make that decision. We were there to celebrate fucking life, to celebrate fucking unity. Our whole movement's about two things: free thinking and unity. Just remember that. Everything else is bullshit under the rest. And that's what we all about. And if you follow those two things, it could fall wherever in the cracks. You know what I mean? Because we got 5 people here, 5 different state of minds, 5 different places, 5 different ways of coming up. Definitely 5 different menus on the platter. Yeah. But you know what I mean? But that's the whole shit. Well, if we could just, that's what we're supposed to nurture, you know, and straight up is free thinking and stay together.
And you know let me say one thing about Cuz and Black and Blue, because you and Drew and the Black and Blue in particular has kept fucking New York hardcore and hardcore in general with the Black and Blue Bowl, bands from all over the fucking world coming in and playing. And all the work that Cousin Joe has done over the years to keep the scene alive. And that's what this was. This was bring people together and save our stages. Who's going to step the fuck up in the critical time and say, you know what? We're going to fucking do this show. We're going to take the risk. The value of anything is in direct proportion to the risk you're willing to undertake to achieve it. We put our necks on the fucking line, but we didn't fucking lie. We didn't bullshit. We collected money for the fire department. The permits were in order. Anybody that fucking wants to talk shit, talk shit.
Campaign will continue, everybody. No matter what we do, we're going to fight with. We actually have an attorney. Keep in mind, this is not going to be over. They're going to air some crazy shit sabotage on Inside Edition tonight.
Don't believe the hype, everybody.
Right, but go if you want, go to B&B Productions page. You'll see the video we posted. We're going to have more, and an attorney's on the case. We are going to try to sue the balls off these people and get back, you know, Chris doing shows in the park, because they're trying to ban Chris for 2 years. So, you know, which is totally ridiculous. Chris has been doing shows in that park since 1993. No. Longer? Is it 93? No, that's the band show.
17 years, I think.
So, yeah, right. He's been doing shows in that park for a long time, everybody. Yeah. So we're gonna fight for this. You know, and the people out there with their little Winnie the Pooh IG profile pictures talking smack, no one cares what you think.
Listen, to all you haters out there, you're talking to people that were born in the trenches. You understand? We ain't going nowhere.
Right. Thank you.
So have fun.
And you know what?
We all know the media is full of shit. They made so many fucking statements, and when they got caught lying, did they retract those statements? No, they did not. They just move on. They try to ruin you and move the fuck on. That's what the media these days is about. And that's what's going to happen on Inside Edition, WPIX, all these fucking metal magazines, Metal Injection. Oh, it was a white privilege show. Really, motherfucker? Were you there? Because I was. Yeah. They're all fucking in cahoots because they were against us doing it, so they have to destroy what we did that fucking day.
And just for the record, I never seen that many black kids in my life at a hardcore show.
Absolutely.
Straight up and down. Joe, have you?
Not at all, never.
Or maybe at a Bad Brain show, and I'm being dead ass. I got hyped on that shit because there was a lot of black punk rock kids. They were like punk rock kids.
Yeah,
and that's like a whole new generation, and that's what we need, that new generation.
That shit was like Afro punk.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yo, shout out to all of, Rebelmatic, all that squad. Yo, you know who we see you.
Yo.
Let me say one thing real quick, Drew. I know you're trying to take a break, Drew, but check this out. So, John, I think, John, you just said something about people with Winnie the Pooh icons, right? And who are posting hate anonymously. So, I'm sure this has happened to you guys too. But people have said some pretty vile, racist shit to me and my bandmates since this show happened. And people have said, death threats to me and my bandmates since this shit happened over a choice to be in a public place or not. So it's funny to me, and it's always that Winnie the Pooh icon or some untraceable shit. Some people who don't want you to know who they are, and it's pretty obvious where we are. We're pretty public people. We show up places when we say we're going to show up. We go. We don't hide our faces, and I think that it's pretty is pretty telling of the kind of people who are against us right now, judging by the amount of anonymous posters who are saying either super racist things or super violent, hateful things to people who just tried to have a fucking show. Like, did anything that we did warrant any type of a death threat on any of us? What the fuck sense does that make? And I know there's people specifically who have no driver's license because they have so many DUIs who are posting negative shit about what happened in the park, what we did in the park. So people who care so much about the quality of other people's lives and health are going so overboard to say some really nasty shit. And I love seeing the hypocrisy of it is really fucking funny to me.
I want to interject here also, and I said this at the beginning of the show a little bit. I'm not on the same page with all you guys, with all your beliefs and everything. But you know what? It's important that we hang together. That's what it's about, man. It's like, it's not divide and conquer. That's the diversity is what makes this scene so unique, so special.
Well, you know what it is too? We all have differences of opinion. Just like my lawyer today, he's like, look, we have differences of opinion about a lot of stuff, but we listen to each other and we hear each other out. What you have now is cancel culture. If you do anything against what they believe, they want you to fucking disappear. They want you to go the fuck away. Well, guess what, youngins that fucking weren't even around when we started this shit? We ain't going nowhere. So you could call me a fucking boomer or whatever the fuck you want. It don't matter because we're out there doing our shit and we've been doing it. We've been doing it, and cancel culture ain't fucking getting any of us because we don't give a fuck.
Hey, listen, speaking of which, let me shout out some sponsors. Take a breather, you guys, and we'll come back. We'll cover a couple other things. We'll take some questions, all right? Here we go. All right, what's happening? You know what this is, and you know why we're here. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by Chacho's Tacos, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Your Core Hardcore Fan Page, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, the Texas Silver Rush, The Organic Grill, and New York Hardcore Comics. New York Hardcore Comics opened back in 2013 when lifelong friends Debo the Pro and Lee Fairley combined their collections and obsessions for comic books, punk rock, toys, statues, Magic the Gathering, and all things horror. The store is located at 117 Main Street in lovely Dobbs Ferry, New York. If you want to support them during this pandemic, please contact them via email at newyorkhardcorecomics@gmail.com. Also, come on now, shouting out Vlad and the Organic Grill, who brought some of their yummy food down to the park that day and fed all the artists. Organic Grill is a vegan restaurant located in the East Village of New York City at 123 First Avenue, featured in New York Magazine, New York Times, and Veg News. The dishes have won numerous awards, including Best Veggie Burger. They make their own cheeses, sausages, and burger patties, and every dish on the menu can be made gluten-free. This year, they're celebrating their 20th anniversary, and they're all about having a great time while enjoying amazing, clean food. After 3 months of being closed, they're now open for deliveries. Get in touch with them. Order some great food at www.theorganicgrill.com. Also, while we're at it, Your Core fan page. In the wake of the pandemic, Your Core Chris created Your Core fan page. Utilizing lessons learned from over 20 years of being an educator and social worker, he decided to try a reach where hardcore punk and the surrounding genre of bands create not only their music, but their message. The interviews from a psychological perspective to harvest motivation, personal insight, and perspective. Please reach out to them on Facebook or Instagram. If you have content to share or you want to promote your band, even if your band sucks, Your Core fan page. Hey, want to mention a couple of upcoming shows while we're at it. Coming up this Sunday, day after tomorrow. How about, I haven't done this many shows since we started this damn thing. Friday, Sunday, Wednesday. This Sunday, May 2nd, Rob Echeverria, Straight Ahead, Rest in Pieces, Biohazard, and Helmet is going to be on the show. Then, this Wednesday, we have the A7 Back to the New York Hardcore Roots compilation show. The pre-order link for the comp is going up this Monday at 3 o'clock. Come on now. Finally. Pre-order links going up this Monday. We're going to talk about the next show in the park, which was supposed to be the A7 show. We're going to talk about that after this break here. Sunday, May 9th, Mr. Roy Mayorga from Stone Sour, Soulfly Ministry, Hell Yeah, Amoebics, and of course, Nausea. And then, classic, Bobby Steele is coming on the show Wednesday, May 16th to talk about the undead and, of course, his time in the Misfits. I want to mention also a lot of people out there, a lot of new people. Perhaps you're interested in supporting the show. Perhaps you're watching the show for the first time and going, you know what? I kind of like this, and I want to support it a little bit. Well, let me tell you something. There is a Patreon page. Patreon is our community within the community. I post never-before-seen footage, interviews. Every other Wednesday, we do a Patreon-only show with a lot of the guys that are on the show today, just for the patrons. And hey, let's be frank. This show is enabled by you. Come, be an enabler. Come out of the dark. You don't have to lurk in the shadows anymore. That said, what do we got here yes, great show. More truth than an X-Files episode. The truth is out there, right? Shouting out Upstate Rick, our good friend Upstate Rick, who is in White Plains at the Burke Rehabilitation Center. We love you, Rick. You're a big part of this show, man. And I mean that, you know. Metal Gabe, can we mention Joe's Power Trip shirt and the late, great Riley Gale? We'll ask Joe when he comes back on, you know. What's up, Jay Seltzer? How's that bus route? New York City is here to stay, and we'll be here long after we're gone. New York hardcore will never die. Yes, absolutely. There you go. There you go. All right. Hey, Zum, what's up, man? Great show. Everyone is welcomed. You know, listen, we do what we do. I want to shout out a couple of my new patrons. Tim Horrigan, Pat Baldwin, Scott Hout, Jacob Ayersberg, Jason Redding, Sean Cringe McNally, and Susan Antonson. Thank you all for supporting the show and enabling this to happen. That's it. What can I say? You know what? You want more? Here's another one. Want to announce this show coming up on Wednesday, May 19th. Mr. Al Barr from the Dropkick Murphys is coming on the show. That should be cool. So looking forward to that. And now let's leave a couple for later. Yep. Oh, yeah, here we go. Just a reminder, this Monday, 3 o'clock, the A7 Back to the New York Hardcore Roots link is going up. 17 bands. Crazy Eddie, Deblo Hammer, Antidote, NYHC, The Ice Cold Killers, Kings Never Die, The Car Bomb Parade, The Last Stand, The Craze, Crippled Earn, Reaching Out, Enziguri, No Compromise, Silence Equals Death, End of Hope, Necrotic Society, Diamond Dogs, Serial Poets, Crazy Eddie. His prices are insane. Link is going up finally, so don't be scared. Pick up the A7 comp. All right. That said, listen, I appreciate everybody behaving themselves in the chat room today. I know a couple people wandered in. Let's not make this a hate fest, please. You know, keep that shit on Instagram and Facebook. You know, because our show is not like that. Jeff Kaplan. Oh, we're doing super chats today. This is a super chat. It's a good way to support the show as well. So if you do a super chat, I can't miss it. A lot of stuff comes by, I can't. But when a super chat, it's like pow. Good job, Drew. Agree about Springer. He's a court jester and probably didn't think past his nose about that shirt. Still tone deaf though. Yeah, listen, it's the truth about it. He's a bit of a dinosaur. And, you know, what he did was not appropriate. But, you know, inappropriate things happen in hardcore. Sometimes someone gets punched in the face. Sometimes someone makes a pee-pee in the pool. Sometimes somebody wears an inappropriate shirt. It's hardcore, you know, or it's kind of New York hardcore. And look, I get it. You know, it could be, you know, I'm a bit of a dinosaur myself. Paul Haley, come on now. You have a question? You know, listen, if you're going to pony up $20, come on, ask a question, bro. Okay, let's bring our guests back on. Where are you, cuz? I lost you, cuz. How about you, Brown? What's happening?
What's crack-a-lacking over here? Enjoying the show.
Yeah. We got to do something together. We got to do like a you and me. What, you know? Let's.
Ebony and I. Yeah, you right now. I thought you were gonna go into that shit.
No, we're gonna do the Jewish kid, and we're gonna do the Jewish kid from Queens and the Hispanic kid from Corona, Queens, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I wanted to talk to you before this weekend. I already had that idea, and then you came at me with a similar idea because, you know, great minds think alike. Whoever, everybody out there in fucking YouTube podcast land, who wants to see that collab? The fucking Smoking Word Hardcore Chronicles mashup. But we already have it in the works, and we just gotta, you know, let's sort it out. But we got to do it. I think we could have some fun with it.
Hey, I got a question here about the May 8th show, and let me address this a second. Okay, so the next show, and I don't see where'd Cuz go. Hey, Cuz, where are you, man? Cuz, you out there?
There you go. He's sideways though.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
So I want to address this a little bit. The May 8th show, right? You know, I'm glad that my show, the May 8th show, didn't happen first, because if my show happened first, I'd be where Cuz is right now, and they'd be crucifying me. Because although certainly not as many people would have come to this show, I bet 1,000 people would have shown up. You know, first show of the season, and you know, all this media and all this fake media nonsense about the permits getting pulled. You know, if you read the fine print, they were moving towards pulling the permits. But I gotta say at this point regarding the May 8th show coming up is, you know what? You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and like, yo, I don't really have it. I don't really want to fight to get back into the park and do another show right now. With me at the helm, I'm okay with, let's let it lie for a second. I just, truth be told, with all this drama going on, I haven't been setting this show up with the PA and the back line. And so I think it's safe to say that the May 8th show, the A7 Back to the New York Hardcore Roots record release show that was going to be in the park on May 8th, whether we could really do it or not, I think I need a break. Yeah. And Joe, are you with us?
You got me?
Yeah.
All right,
Joe,
so
like I said, Joe, I'm glad my show didn't go first.
Listen, Drew, the reality is that obviously the letter was submitted to pull Chris's permittabilities and to suspend him for 2 years, which is sad. So now there is an appeal process that has to be done, and we're going to do it. So we are going to fight to get Chris back in there eventually. However, let me tell you, there are the people who have dates in the park who will work with us.
Right.
Let's fucking go. I'm not even there. Let's go.
So that being said, I don't want to say anything right now, but guess what? We ain't going nowhere.
Hey, here's something from Larry Kelly. It's directed at John Joseph. Can we discuss how much Tom Capone killed it?
He did good.
And that was our first show back since Todd passed away. So that was a heavy a heavy day for us. And like Jimmy said, Todd used to chant there at the Hare Krishna tree, and he was there with us in spirit. And Tom stepped up to the plate, and Darren on drums, and Manny, who played in Burn, played bass. But that was our first show back since losing Todd Youth, man. So it meant a lot to us in so many ways. And we also gave shout outs to all the people we lost. Steve Potts and I'm just blanking on the rest of the people.
Bob Eats.
Yeah.
Jack Flanagan.
Jack Flanagan from the Mob, who played across the street opening for the Bad Brains at the A7. And,
listen, we were on a hardcore holy ground that day.
It really was, man. And, it was just a beautiful thing. But Tom did kill it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I gotta say, man, everybody fucking from front. Yeah, the crowd killed it. The crowd was the star of the show. You know what I mean? Like, the bands killed it, but the crowd murked it. You know what I mean? Like, man, forget it. It's like, I can't. You had to be there. It's one of those things you can't explain. You know what I mean? It was
Howie Abrams, thank you.
Listen, it's just New York. Hardcore was in the motherfucking building. Just put it like that. You know what I mean?
I think it's also important to mention people who, there's a lot of people who didn't feel comfortable coming to the show, and people who didn't come to the show because they weren't comfortable, and they're not bitching about it. You know what I mean? So respect to them. And there was a ton of support from those people all over the world, literally all over the world. People who wish they could have been there, and people who just literally didn't feel comfortable, or people who were sick, and you know what I mean, and it wasn't the right place for them to be. And but respect to them for understanding that this was important and recognizing it as being important.
Pennsylvania was in the motherfucking building that day.
Yeah. I want to read something from our old friend Chippy Love, right?
Yeah.
And let me read a little something. Chippy Love. So much hypocrisy in these times, with self-proclaimed experts and self-righteous, judgmental, uneducated narrow-mindedness. We got to stick together and be safe and respectful. If you don't agree with someone, that's the beauty of freedom. No need for hate. Love conquers all.
Roguish armament.
Rep that shit. That shit, Chippy.
Love. And that's what it's all about. See, we all disagree, just like you said. Even everybody on this panel, we disagree about all kinds of other shit. But it's about staying open-minded and being like, all right, well, I disagree with you on this, but I'm not trying to destroy you. Like, it's just, and it was great to see Rat Bones controlling the pit.
It was great to see everybody.
Hey, cuz. This is a good one. Someone just did a super chat. Drew, please take Cuz out for lunch. Salute to all. Just sent me $50. So
Nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like lunch. Joe, you like lunch?
Good.
I like lunch.
Yeah, I like lunch too.
I like lunch.
Hey, listen.
Lunch.
I think that it would be ill-suited to not address a couple of these things here. And sure, we're together here and we're having a good time and we're having some laughs, but I'm going to go a little deep here. Drew, ask Cuz Joe about I'm not sure how you pronounce this.
Ivermectin.
You sound funny. Ivermectin.
Okay. Drew, please ask Cuz Joe about the ivermectin email that he sent out. It's got some dope shit on it. So Joey, let's address this a little bit.
Okay, so a friend of mine is a very far lefty professor scientist from California. And we argue about things. I'm really not anti-vax. I'm pro-choice, and that's my thing. I've been vaccinated before, but I just feel like this question, science is really never settled. I'm not a scientist, but I follow people who've been scientists for 30 years, and I've been reading up on things for a long time. It all started to me when my mother got COVID. and they told her to go home and see how she felt. And I was just really bothered how they could send my mom, who's 73, home with COVID and tell her just to see how you feel. Basically, let the disease take over your body for a few more days and see what it does to you. And that bothered me. So I went to bring my mother soup, and I saw her, and she sounded horrible. And make a long story short, she had a doctor's appointment about 5 days later. And I said, Mom, you don't sound good. You know, I'm really worried about you. She's like, my mother was a little bit of a denier. I'll be honest. You know, I'm not a Trump guy. I hate everybody. I hate all politicians, but she was a little bit of a denier. And I said, Mom, you sound bad. I hit my siblings up, my sister. I said, we need to get Mom to get a chest x-ray tomorrow. And my sister was like, why? She's fine. I'm like, no. My mom went to the doctor the next day to get a chest x-ray. I had to call the hospital and freak. She had double pneumonia. If she would have waited 5 more days and been stubborn, it might have been too late, and she might have been too far gone. She might not have made it. So I started paying attention to some other things, and it was Dr. Corey is a doctor who actually has been trying to push this. He went before Congress and practically cried his eyes out. And, you know, I don't want to get conspiracy yelled at, but there are hundreds of doctors across the country and the world that are using this, and it's working. I don't want to talk about it. All I could say to you is you can go to a website. Ivermectin has been working. Family and friends of mine have gotten it. Doctors in New York are prescribing it. If you're going to die and go on a ventilator, what does it hurt to take a medicine that won't hurt you? Okay. And, you know, the WHO and FDA are entities that can't be told no. So there's no one overseeing them. So I'm just going to say this. I know people that are taking it. It's beyond placebo. There's plenty of evidence. I asked the doctor about this. I spoke to from Texas, and he said to me this. I said, how can I explain to people in layman's terms about ivermectin and what it's done to people? He said, there's treatment out there, pills out there, okay, that have been approved for diseases that have a third of the evidence that this pill has. So I've been researching it. I got a one sheet made for the show from these doctors. If you want to look into it, people, don't listen to the FDA and the WHO. There's no one watching.
And the CDC.
Listen, learn for yourself. If you want to get an email from me, ask Drew that you want the email. I'll send the email. I have logs, a year's worth of information of people from Yale, scientists. The drug won a
You're
Nobel,
up next, John.
Hold on. The drug hold on.
Yeah, hold on, John. You're up next.
The drug won a Nobel Peace Prize for science in 2015.
Thank you. Thank you.
So to tell me that I'm promoting hurting people is a lie. And the ones that scream horse medicine, when you scream horse medicine, it just shows me you're ignorant to what the information is. So if you want to look up go to www.flccc.net. Again, that's www.flccc.net. Listen to these doctors talk. They have a Zoom conference every Wednesday, and you'll see in the chats hundreds of people talking about taking it and getting better. There was a lady in Buffalo who was 85 years old, was on a ventilator. A court ordered the hospital to give her ivermectin. She survived and got out of the hospital. Why am I crazy for fucking talking about this? I don't understand.
Let's give the floor to JJ. Go ahead, JJ.
Right, let me explain something to you right now, because my friend Dr. Joel Kahn, who wrote the foreword to my new book, Unfuck Your Health, which is dropping soon. There's this video going around right now of a doctor, Peter McCullough. He just did a huge presentation to a committee in Texas, right? And everybody should watch this video because, first of all, what Cuz said is true. In 2015, it won the Nobel Prize for Science, ivermectin, right? So this is what this doctor, against the orders of the CDC and all this stuff, has treated thousands of patients with ivermectin since the start of COVID. 95% cure rate. It kills the fucking disease. He presented all the evidence in Texas. He worked, I believe, at Houston Hospital. You can Google this video. They've been banning him like fucking crazy. Because here's the thing. They cannot get emergency use for a vaccine if there's a treatment. Everybody says you're anti-vaccine. I'm not anti-anything. I got vaccinated as a fucking kid. But they cannot get emergency use for a vaccine without the trials and the way they ramp this shit out. If there's a treatment, and ivermectin is a treatment, and that's why they blocked it. The CDC claimed they didn't take money from drug companies. They took fucking $28 million fucking dollars last year alone from drug companies. Drug companies are running the CDC. They blocked the use of the medication. These doctors all over the country are fucking treating people that are getting COVID with ivermectin, and they're having almost 100% success rate in curing people. And this doctor got pissed off because, like they told Cousin Joe's mom, they told people to go home and fucking and see how they feel. And then by the time they came back to the hospital, they were so sick, they put them on ventilators and they fucking died. They're responsible for tens and thousands of fucking deaths in this country because of greed. And it's fucking greed. And I know the evidence. I talked to the scientists and doctors. They're banning all the videos of anybody talking the alternative narrative that they're pushing. It's not conspiracy theories. Everybody likes to throw that fucking word out.
Can I say one more thing? Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead and let's move on.
One more thing. You know, this whole thing about, well, you get your information off of YouTube. Okay, smartass. If I'm showing you a video of a 14-year-old kid playing fucking Fortnite and he's talking about virology, you got me. But if I'm sending you a video of specialized doctors that have been in their trades for 30 years talking about it, how is that not the same about going to the library, reading a book on it? It doesn't make sense. Okay. So all I'm saying is do your own research and listen. You know, why is it people call you conspiracy theory when you question the establishment? We all know it's corrupt. Yes, is every angle of it corrupt? No. But to lie and fucking tell yourself that you shouldn't look into this and just judge it as crazy is wrong too. You know, science should be debated. So I mean, and I follow these guys. I suggest
there is no debate. There is no debate. There's no debate. They've blocked everybody. Some of the top epidemiologists and virologists in the world have been fucking censored, deplatformed, blocked, not allowed to speak. Where's the debate? Science means we debate and we come up with the best possible outcome to save people's lives. Where has this happened in the last fucking 13 months? It hasn't.
Even as someone who is vaccinated and who, for whatever my personal reasons are, I must say that is pretty obvious to me that there really is no debate, because that information's been, I must say, that information has been somewhat suppressed. So I'm on the other side of it, and I could see that information's not out there.
Pro-vaccine, my college professor.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe. I had you muted a second.
My college professor, scientist relative is in California, and he said to me this, and he was very honest. This is 8 months ago. He says, I asked him, you can read all the studies, you understand them more than me. He says, if anyone knows how to read studies that I provided for him from these doctors, he said the only thing negative they could say, he said it looks very promising. He said that there's not enough large studies. Let me finish what I'm saying before anyone interrupts. He said there's not enough large mass studies. Well, who does the large studies? The people who are obviously, they want other things done. Okay. What he did say to me this, he said, he's pro-vaccine. He said, I'm going to get the vaccine, the traditional vaccine when it comes out. He said, I'll tell you what, if my family gets sick, I'm going to demand an ivermectin script. And this is coming from someone he's a total lefty, like, you know, opposite end of the spectrum of a lot of people. When you have people from the opposite end of the spectrum agreeing with you, it says something. And that's all I'm saying, man.
Let me throw the flag. We got to move on because.
Let me just say one last thing, Drew.
Go ahead, wrap it up, JJ.
The first thing Dr. McCullough said is, why have you tried to make this a political issue? I'm a scientist and a doctor. I have no political affiliations. My job is to save people's lives. That's the bottom line.
All right, guys.
Let's move on with this. Hoya,
what up?
From upstate Rick, how does it feel? How does playing live feel different after your transformation? You look amazing, brother. Tell us about you know, what's the new Hoya regimen? Food, working out, what's going on?
Oh, well, not yet. Well, I'm, you know, basically I work out every day and I eat clean. On like some days I eat like Bloodclot, and then on other days I eat like fucking Jimmy Gestapo. but basically I practice what I preach. I take, you know, what works for me, but also I basically cleaned up my life. I work out every day. I eat clean. I've been reaching out to fucking Bloodclot throughout this for a couple, you know, sometimes you know, that's the beauty of this world. We have people that all walks of life. So, and I'm actually was texting right now Adam Blake, who's giving me some points on my next move. And Adam Blake has been my secret weapon. But yeah, just been doing that. Been on stage, you know, I had some bass problems, so I was more concentrating on playing, remembering these songs. But I'm feeling good. I feel strong. You know, I feel and I'm just psyched that like I said something I want to say real quick while Bloodclot is here. I said it on my podcast. One of the Bloodclot isms that helped me you know, make a power move was something about you know, people talking about eating good was, you know, spending money is expensive, or you could spend the rest of your life, you know, the end of your days in a fucking hospital office. And when Bloodclot said that, it really resonated because I hate doctors' offices. Plus, my whole objective was extension of life. So you know, and so feeling good. I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good out there too, homeboy.
Can I just speak on a message that I just received? Because somebody just said, dude, JJ hasn't delivered any money to the firemen burn victims. He claimed he was, first of all, I didn't, to the burn victims, he claimed he was raising money for last week. Some bands have been calling him out. Joe, speak on that, please.
This is crazy. So, due to our smear campaign that's occurred from all the people who probably called the burn center harassing them about dealing with us, they have denounced the event. Unfortunately.
Is that right?
What?
Yep, they have denounced the event and said they were upset about the 9/11 thing, which is a lie.
Okay? I did not know this.
So
I did not know this.
Hold on. So listen, let me finish. So they're denying any type of conversation with us, but we have emails. We have emails. Shut that dog up over there. Is
that you, Joe?
No, John Joseph. We have emails. We have emails that show the interaction between us and the New York City Burn Center of them giving us the logo for the flyer. So this smear campaign has scared people with the 9/11 thing, where they bolted on us.
Mackerel.
Bolted on us. So now, right now, the money is in escrow with the attorneys. Our attorney has all the money. Okay, and we are fighting with the city department. Well, we're not fighting with them. We're trying to argue about the appeal, and we're trying to get the retraction on the smear campaign, which is going to be done eventually. It's not going to happen overnight because they're still trying. Okay, the videos, any updates on the smear campaign and the evidence will be on our B&B Productions Instagram. But right now, the money is in escrow with our attorney. Whatever, he's holding the money, so the money's not going anywhere. We are going to donate some money to someone. Hopefully we could reconcile with the burn center, because that's ultimately where we want to put the money in.
So I did not know this.
Somebody just texted before that their cousin or whatever is in charge of the donations for the burn center. I hope that they could reach out to them, because we did nothing wrong. We took donations for them. It's the smear campaign.
Yes.
Because, listen, we have friends that were in the hardcore scene in New York that died in 9/11 that were in the fire department. Anytime you say anything fraudulently about 9/11 and they lost so many brothers, the FDNY, they're going to fucking be pissed off. But that was a lie.
Listen, so this is the reality is right now the smear campaign. There's going to be a show tonight that I went on. I shouldn't have went on. Was Inside Edition, and basically there's a war going on. They're attacking us. They're trying to smear us. It's getting ugly. But I provided information. We found out where the mix-up might have been, but the mix-up, I think, is intentional on the Parks Department part. I believe that they're trying to sabotage us, and they're providing false information. You could look at the park City website walkthrough on our Instagram. Our attorney walks you through the login through Chris's login information, and it clearly shows on the application there is no 9/11. They are mixing up an old information from somewhere else, and unfortunately, guys, we're going to be battling this, and we're probably going to see if they don't want to bring it to court, but we're going to challenge it. We're going to fight for it. So it sucks, but it's
defamation of character.
Yeah,
it's defamation.
They're on
of
it. Listen, the lawyers are on. The lawyers are on it. We've been talking about this for days, and I will reiterate, Joey, I'm glad you went first with your show. It wasn't me. But that's.
Stay tuned to B&B Productions Instagram, and we'll give you updates, guys. That's it.
Yeah. Any questions out there? Post them up. Now's the time for that. Post up your questions. We got some time here. Let's kick it around a little bit. Don't be scared. So here we go.
There will be shows again, one way or another, people. Just so you know.
Yep. Where's that?
I promise you.
Where's that brown guy? There he is.
Hey, where are you?
Hey. Daddy's back.
Hey, listen, somebody says, really sad the Parks Department doesn't want to say they made a mistake. Listen, we love the Parks Department. We've done a lot of great stuff with them. I think, and Joey, back, on this, is that, like I said at the beginning of the show, man, we had no idea that these kind of numbers were going to turn up at this thing.
It looks like Woodstock. It does. Gets a good comparison. It's crazy with all these people there.
You know what? Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah.
Check.
Wow.
What an amazing day.
Check.
Thank you all so much for sharing this with us. We got one song left.
One left. Get tight. Get tight. It's all right.
This is for the capturers.
I like that guy here.
This is for Bloodclot. This is for Murphy's Law. And this is for Mambo.
No brother.
And a special shout out to my brothers in Sick of It All. This is Chasing the Dragon. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go!
Yo, that's the brother on the drums. Evan on the bass. Mambo on the guitar.
Yeah!
It's on the mic.
I'm another person ever talk a woman that was blind with a head and a glove. That is how they do walk around, get there, that hard to get to the road. Help me not to with my time. All the way I'm when I'm back to the sun. That's all they ready for the rest of your life.
Well, there you go. Hold on, I muted all you guys.
I saw a bunch of
I gotta
miserable
unmute.
people.
I gotta unmute all you guys.
Shout out to Stickman, who was stage diving at 53 years old.
And
Shout out to
all the miserable people in the crowd, by the way, because I just saw miserable people.
all those miserable faces. No,
Oh
shout
my
out
God.
to that. Shout out to the young black punk rock chick who was stage diving the whole fucking time.
The whole show.
Homegirl brought it.
Shout out to everybody who was there, who was participating, everybody who was there, who was in the back watching, everybody who was just passing by that just happened to go, oh, what the fuck is this about?
You know what? Somebody just made a comment, and they said after 13 months of what everybody's been going through, this was a show for people's mental health.
Yeah.
Just brought people out, and people were fucking smiling and having a beautiful time after all the insanity that we've been fucking, especially in New York.
I will say this, guys. I've gotten numerous messages from people who actually told me that, you know, literally it saved them from going insane. I had people at the show cry to me. Literally.
Joe,
absolutely.
Joe, there was moments during that day I was tearing up throughout the day, and then I thought I was the only fucking asshole. And then when I talked to a lot of my boys at different times, they were telling me the same shit, so I knew it was in the building, because it was something very, very special, man. It's very hard to explain, and like again, it's like on some real shit. It was like you had to be there. It was in the air, and everybody who wasn't there, we felt you. Because it was more than the people there, you know.
I had some people hit me up, and I had one kid write me on IG. He said that he was suicidal for about 7 months and actually had to get help. And he said he came to the show, and he basically said hardcore saved his life. It was just, he was like, "Thank God you did this." Listen,
here's a good one. Fernando says, "Wisdom in Chains." 100 is that 100,000 better than Antidote? Sorry, Drew. Well,
I got a competition, Fernando.
Let me guess, he's from Germany. He's German.
Yeah, not even twice as good or 3 times as good. Joe, your boys are 100,000 times better than my scrubby ass band.
It's not a competition.
I love some Wisdom in Chains.
I love them all, man. You listen.
I feel so. I said this before, and this word, when sometimes when people say it, it annoys me, but literally I feel blessed to have the friends I have. I'm blessed to have the bandmates that I have. I'm blessed to have been presented with the opportunities that I have. And I am blessed with the dumb luck, I guess, to just be in the right place at the right time. And there was a lot of bands that could have been on the stage that day, and we were there. So
the band that was supposed to be there were there. I told you that a million times. Yeah. I told Richie. I told everybody that. Everybody who was supposed to be there was fucking there. It's just what it is.
You know what? All the love and brotherhood amongst the bands. There was no competition. It was just like we all came together and did our thing, and we did it for the people. That show was for the people. That was a rally and a concert, like it said on the goddamn motherfucking permit. It was a rally and a concert that we put on for the people. And we came together and we did some crazy shit. It was beautiful.
Hey, Joey,
like their life depended on it.
Hey, Joey, is there a Black and Blue Bowl update for the people? They're asking.
Well, unfortunately, our leaders have not decided to allow us to do an indoor event with that many people.
Your leaders.
Do it in Florida.
Right.
Florida. We are come. We open our hands.
Let me say this. So, listen, all the bands, everyone's frustrated. All the bands on board with that show, no one's bailed. They're all waiting for us to do the show. So your tickets are just going to keep getting honored until we could do it. If you want your money back, I get it. You have to go through the place you bought your tickets from. But the tickets are going to be honored whenever we do the show. We're going to resolve this park thing. We're going to find another park when things are starting to open, ironically. a week later. So we're gonna start opening things up. We're gonna find, if we have to find the place outdoors to do the Black and Blue Ball, we will. So, and we have other shows coming up. Don't let this whole smear campaign with Thompson Square Park, just because they got us in that park on lock right now, there's other places to do music. And I can tell you that we're very capable of doing it somewhere else. Okay.
The band show on the East River.
Hey, John, what's happening with the park, the FDR park down there these days?
Oh, well, you know, this dude is trying to demolish the whole park. So if you look up, so basically he's trying to, after years of building up that whole park and the community for the park and all this stuff that's going on, this mayor now is building this retaining wall, okay, and he's destroying the whole fucking East River Park. That a lot of people need that park. There's a lot of those projects and all that people on Avenue D.
Am I right? Am I right? Is it technically East River Park, FDR Park? What's it called technically?
East River.
East River Park. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So basically, he's tearing. There was another plan a few years ago submitted for the retaining wall for whatever, and for whatever reason, because this mayor ain't playing straight with a lot of shit. He collected $840 million for the fucking homeless and mentally ill, and all of that money fucking disappeared. He went to his friend's charity. This dude ain't playing fucking straight. This mayor, you know, the bozo, which I call him. So now he wants to destroy the whole fucking park, and they redacted the old plan. All of that shit was redacted when people tried to get the Freedom of Information Act to look at it. The fucking city redacted all the statements on what was going down. So
John, enlighten people. What is the Freedom of Information Act?
Yeah, it's like if you want to look up anything, you're allowed to, like, you can
bring it to court and challenge it.
Yeah, you can go to the court and they have to release the information, the documents.
Facts.
So I'll tell you the Facebook. We need to speak on this because, you know, this. All right, so if you go to East River Park Action that's what the the Instagram page is, East River Park Action. You're gonna find out the whole story of what's going on. And basically, they tried to get all the people out of all those low-income houses on the river for fucking years. Chase Bank owns that shit now, right? And basically, a lot of people are saying they're going to fucking end up building expensive condominiums down there for the fucking rich people with the waterfront property. But the fact that they're speeding ahead with this shit, the way they're doing it, and not allowing the real information to come out, or to, you know, they took lawsuits against it. But I'm down there because I train on the East River. They're already tearing the fucking shit up. So the mayor,
it's already happening.
The mayor already went ahead and is tearing. He's got fucking construction trailers down there. He's basically saying, fuck all you motherfuckers. I'm going to do what I want. And that's what this mayor's been doing the whole fucking time that he's been in office. He's just said, fuck you to the people and doing whatever he wants. Where's the $800 million, de Blasio? The fucking homeless, mentally ill on the streets ain't been this bad since the 70s.
And let me say this. The subway these days is a rolling homeless shelter mental institution. The subway hasn't been this bad since we were teenagers, right, John? Since we were teenagers.
I remember it now. I walk on the motherfucking subway and I tell my friends what we said when I was locked up in Spofford in 78. Play the wall, motherfuckers. Don't let nobody behind you. They're throwing motherfuckers on and another thing is, the dude who just threw an Asian undercover cop onto the tracks and almost killed him fucking got out of fucking jail and didn't even have to fucking pay bail with this shit that they're doing now. So there's no deterrent for the crime. This mayor has made this fucking city, like, he's fucking destroyed it with what he's done.
Hey, on another note, let's mix it up. let's talk about. I got another show coming up here on Sunday, May 23rd. How about Kate 108 Project?
Oh,
Kate?
I love her.
Right.
Chakra
Her daughter,
Khan. Shout out to
Baji.
Chakra Khan out there.
Yo, Baji is her daughter. She was the punk rock girl
Represent.
with the blonde hair that was fucking ruling the pit that day.
That's that Ready blood. They got
Yep.
good hardcore DNA in that family.
Yep. So that's Kate 108 Project Kate, Sunday, May 23rd. And also, I announced this last one. This one's pretty cool. Talk about some OG shit right here. On Sunday, June 6th. Is that D-Day? Wasn't D-Day? D-Day was June 6th.
No, D-Day's the guy from Animal House with the throat thing.
Right.
Right,
John Zazula from Mega.
Wow.
that's some metal OG shit right there.
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
it is. That's the metal. That's the metal OG. So
Big
that's
time.
just wanted to mention those two things there. I just wanted to fit those in and mix it up a little bit. Let me see. We're heading down the home street. Yes, 108. Yep. She's the best. You know, there you go. What else? Well, let's not veer off too hard here. But I will say this, you know, not to go deep into the mayoral politics here, but you know, it is that kind of show. But yo, Curtis Sliwa, you know, does have some does make sense on a couple of issues. I will say that.
But I don't know what's up with that beret thing with the little tassel things.
I remember when they
I
had
wasn't really with that thing. I was
lived on
with
Avenue
the
Way.
beret.
anybody that hung out down here knew that
Avenue Way. He lived on Avenue
Guardian
Way.
Angels. He was
They're out there.
married. He was married to the news reporter on Fox New York that does Street Soldiers, and they lived on Avenue Way between St. Mark's and 7th, and all of the Guardian Angels. That was their headquarters right there. So he got
Lisa
shot on
Cleaver, I
Avenue B.
Yeah.
Right on the other side of Tompkins Square Park.
They'll never let that guy. That guy will never get in. They'll never
No
let
way.
him in. No way. No way. All right.
I remember
Let's
the
see.
Guardian Angels.
Give me-
Wow, I love you.
I remember. Who remembers Charlie's Angels? I remember Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie
But yo,
Farrell.
I got news for you. They knew where to go. They didn't venture and go to the drug spots that the Allen boys or the Hitman or JR or any of the dangerous motherfuckers down here,
Marvin
they knew
Dredd.
better than that. They picked their battles very carefully. The Guardian Angels. People ask me about them. I'm like, dude, come on. They would have fucking murdered them in a second if they went down to the real Alphabet City.
Hey, I think we covered everything. You know, I want to say I want to acknowledge that at least from what I could see, I know there was a couple people in there in the chat room that were getting nasty, but I think as a whole, I think the people that came onto the show today to watch really wanted to hear you guys out. And listen, like I said before, you want to carry on, keep that shit on Facebook, and you want to attack these guys. Do it on Facebook.
Do it in person. Do it in person. How about that?
Or do it in person.
Yeah.
Right,
How about
yeah.
that?
Oh,
How about that?
Listen, I lost some weight, but I'm not invisible. Okay.
Yo,
That's all
Hoyer's
I-
a beast. He took that combat jiu-jitsu before anybody.
Listen, let them know, Clyde.
You
Not
and
only
your brother,
that,
I know, bro.
I live in Florida, so I'm strapped to the gills legally. So bring it. Don't make me light this shit up like the 4th of July right now.
Hey, hold on a second. Let me get this done real quick. I don't want to forget these guys here. Hey, it's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by blah 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 and the
Blah.
Texas Silver Rush. The Texas Silver Rush is a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rollet, Ringo Starr, and of course, the mighty Agnostic Front. During this current pandemic, all information and online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram page, and of course, www.texassilverrush.com. Lest we forget, last but not least, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, located in Lakewood, Colorado, is the Rocky Mountain headquarters for all things punk, hardcore, and metal. Established in 2014, they have the largest selection of records, CDs, shirts, stickers, patches, and accessories between Chicago and Los Angeles. From the pit to the ditch, they got your back. Get in touch with them. www.chainreactionrecords.com. All right? You want to, got to keep the sponsors happy,
Absolutely.
Let me see what else. Matt, great show. Thanks. Peace to all. Oh, yeah, here you go. Can't wait to see the article in Blabbermouth metal injection on this show.
They will not fucking go there. They already did their smear campaign. Nobody's retracting any statements, I guarantee you.
Yeah, that never happens.
Send them the fucking link though, Drew.
Yeah. No, they'll take a couple of they'll carry on for a while. What is this here?
But yo, that show was the shot heard around the world. That's all I gotta say. Because every city all over the world's been dealing with what we are dealing with. And it was just like, yo, somebody gotta stand up. And we all came together and we did a beautiful thing. And I don't care. I stand by it 1,000%. We were out there with our brothers. Anybody that was supposed to be there was there. And anybody that don't like it, that's on you. It's cool.
Mad Joe, you want to shout anybody out on the way out?
Shout out to everybody, the crowd, man. The crowd that made that thing so just amazing. The crowd and then all the bands, everybody that was on the stage, it was just anybody who shared that experience, even people who were watching and just sending your energy through the metaverse, you know what I mean? It was the most profound experience I ever had on a stage in hardcore.
Can I shout your drummer out? Gabagool, what the fuck, man?
Hey, Hoya, how about you? You want to shout anybody out?
Yeah, definitely. Like everything Joe just said, I want to shout out the worldwide hardcore scene. Like I said, everybody who was there in the flesh or spiritually, we felt you. And everybody who's been supporting me throughout this whole shit, we had a rough year. Believe me, we all lost something during this year. So if anything, I was happy to be able to celebrate with all my people. Look out for the Smoking Word podcast. Thank you for everybody following me there. And look out for me and Drew. And we're trying to bring this world. In this world, we're trying to bring everybody together. We're not trying to we're trying to build this shit. You know what I mean? This is something that we want to leave for our children and our children's children. So I'm just proud to be part of this. Shout out to you, Drew. Shout out to everybody over here for making it happen, for being a brick in this shit that we live in, this fucking shit house we live in. And
Jimmy from Murphy's Law, who's
Jimmy, of course, who I had on. One love to Jimmy and all you motherfuckers in the worldwide hardcore scene. That's it. And Drew, keep doing what you're doing. Cuz, Joe, Clot, Jimmy, let's keep doing what we're doing. And that's it. We rock.
Hey, check this out. Can you think of a better thing for the health of hardcore than a whole bunch of angry phonies who fucking bounce at the same time?
Yeah, exactly, right.
Can you think of one thing that's better for the health of this thing that we do? So
hey, I just dropped a tub of shit, so I'm ready to drop more tubs of shit. So yo, whatever.
Hey, Charlie Crespo, who wrote a really fair and honest article on the events, says we need to wish the best to Chris Flash and his lawyers as they continue the good fight.
Chris Flash.
I've said this before. Chris Flash is the unsung hero in all this. He's the guy for years that deals with the city, gets the permits. He is really, in a way, he's really caught up in it. He is the Lee Harvey Oswald in this, but he has a lot of fight in him, right, Joey?
Working together on this, I actually have the lawyer on retainer. So this is Chris is definitely the main forefront, but Black and Blue is really the smear here. We're the ones who were sneaking it. Me and Chris together with our attorney George Grasso. Sorry about the fake teeth whistle from hockey, but we're gonna fight this. But apparently we have a really good case to end. There's a silver lining in what's going on here, guys. We could end up in a better position than we were before this all went down. So in a lot of reasons. So And I want to apologize to anybody out there who I kind of got a little bit knee-jerk reaction to because I was getting attacked. Obviously, I'm human.
Me too.
I'm a human being, and
You're passionate.
I'm getting accused. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I bleed hardcore, and my family and friends.
Jimmy G.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, honestly, like, I apologize, but I'm human. I mean, I'm calm now. I'm cool. The smear campaign against me and my name and Chris is going to continue. I hope everybody could respect where we're coming from. I feel like I broke down the details of what happened, where it really shouldn't matter what was on that permit. Technically, it really had no influence with the show whatsoever. It's crazy that it's being so focused on, but we're going to stand up for our name, and we're going to try to get Chris back in the park. So if anybody's interested in helping us get back in the park and get Chris back, what he fought for so long, just follow. I don't want to say follow me here, but I don't know how else to communicate. Is follow us on B&B Productions Instagram, please. And just stay tuned and anything you could help. There is some updated information that our attorney, Chris and I's attorney, just sent to me. We will be updating the Instagram soon. We're gonna win this thing, man. Hardcore lives, bro. That's it.
And let's just say one last thing. Punk rock and everything was always about question authority and not accept things at face value. So there's always two sides to every story, and the media has gotten a lot of shit wrong. This is a perfect example of it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Joey. I had you muted, Joey. Say that again.
I felt like I wanted to see Freddie on stage saying what he said about diversity.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
You know what? Hey, Steven. You
Hey.
this?
Oh, yeah. That's
All
everybody
right.
doing. Listen,
Shout out to Steve.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steve for the beautiful images. How about that?
Oh, thank you so
Always,
much.
at every show.
Go ahead, Steven. What do you got?
You made me look good. You made me look good.
First, I want to thank Joe. I was there at 6:45 in the morning, as I was for the last few shows. I'm always happy. And, like, to me, the whole event, gathering with the guys first thing, helping everybody put things together. If people knew the good thing that you do, and then when these bands come in, and when they announce the bill, and then they say, "Oh, and wait, and Wisdom and Change is going to be there too," and things go from like 11 to 14, and it's just unbelievable. And you guys all gave us something. I felt like you gave us something back that was taken from us, and I barely slept the night before. I couldn't sleep that night because I wanted to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and start working on the pictures. And let me tell you, as soon as I started posting pictures, I was doing some deleting of comments as well, with people running their mouths. But more people than anything said, "Oh my God, this is so incredible." Good. I showed my 76-year-old mother a picture of Freddie in front of a sea of people, and she said, "You know what? It's about time."
And there was also people commenting that we did this out of greed. Nobody got paid a dime. We spent money getting our drummer up here, who paid for his fucking hotel and his flights. Band spent money to get up here and put this show on for the people. This was for the people, by the people. Nobody got paid.
John, let me clear the fact. I don't want people to be misled. Honestly, because that's inaccurate. Okay, so there is money from the show that was raised. It's somewhere around 12 grand, maybe, or something like that. We still have to pay for the stage, the sound, everything involved. I don't know what people think the stage costs and the sound and that part costs. And then we have, and obviously, it says it in the GoFundMe. There's no secrets. Read the description of the GoFundMe. It says we're raising money to do the show. Production costs include everything. If we could pay the band some money who haven't played, if we could reimburse whoever's plane ticket got bought, if we could do all this and still donate money. We were going to donate money to the Burn Center Foundation, but now they don't want our money. But there is money involved with the show. I don't want to sound misleading. I know you're excited to say, yes, no one got paid technically yet, but there is money from the show available, and some of it will go to specific people in the bands that needed money. I laid out money, and then the rest will go to some donation when this is all figured out. So I want to be clear. All right.
Okay. Hey, Steven.
Yes.
We'll see you later, brother.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Take care, everybody.
There you go. All right. Well, listen, great show, and I love you guys. And
You know what's up.
like we said, like I said at the beginning of this, it's the diversity, man, and the fact that hey, we all don't see eye to eye on everything, but we can hang together, and most important of all, we can have a couple of laughs, and that's the true currency in this life.
Yep.
Yep. All
And
right.
there was a lot of laughs on May 24th, on April 24th. I mean,
Right. All right. Hey, listen, I'll see you guys later. All right.
Yo, one love, bro.
Take care.
All right. Take care. Well, there you go. Wow. Great show. New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, The Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, Your Core Hardcore Fan Page, DTFM Vinyl Distro, and Chacho's Tacos. Of course, have to shout out our brothers in Pitchfork and Fryette, Zum and Fryette Amplification. It was a great show. I couldn't see everything that was going on in the chat room. I know there was a couple of people that came in just to start trouble and try to be messed up, but I thought it went pretty well. Shout out, DJ Sid the Kid, Rat Bones, just shouting out everybody, man. And somebody asked about the where is the May 8th? Somebody asked about the May 8th show. Where did I just see that? Hold on. La 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 yada. So, is the May 8th show officially canceled? Hold on, let me get the graphic too. We'll put the graphic up with it. We'll do it right, Let's do it right. Okay, so regarding the May 8th show, at this point, I don't have the fight in me right now for this. I just don't. I'll be honest with you. I see what happened with Cousin Joe here, and I don't want to be the next one that's crucified. Oh, he went back in the park, and I love doing the show. I love my life. I love you people, but you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them. No. Yeah. So, barring some crazy ass miracle, I'm not trying to get back into the park and have 1,000 people slam dancing without masks and having on my head. I don't want to deal with it. It's crazy. And the A7, the comp pre-order link is going up on Monday at 3:00. Along with the world premiere of the Enziguri video roller that's going to accompany it. Generation Records is putting their link up for the limited edition vinyl soon after. But yeah, I can't see this happening. And truth be told, if it was happening, I'd be working on this thing, all week, getting the PA together, getting the backline together, getting everything together. And I've been caught up in this whole thing. So let's take a break on the May 8th thing, man. Hold your horses, Yeah, what'll happen? Everyone will go out to the park on May 8th and hang out and we'll be like, damn, I should have done it. But I don't know. Well, yes, Kenny Rogers is playing the park. That's good. That's a good one. But yeah, in time, man, in time, we'll there was some talk about moving the show somewhere else. We could move it somewhere else, maybe indoors, but I need a break, man. I since Saturday, my life has been hectic, So there you go. All right. I think we're good. I had a good time. I hope you did too. Once again, I want to thank everybody for their support. Supporting the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. I'm a lucky guy. I get to do something that I really love doing. And I think I'm getting pretty good at it. And it's your support that enables it to happen. This wasn't part of the plan. I've said it many times. But, when you least expect it, expect it. And yeah, Riverside Park. Yeah, right outside my apartment, Riverside Park. We're gonna do it up. You know what? Now I'm guilting out on the May 8th thing. Like, oh geez, maybe we should do it. I don't know. I don't think so. Let's see. I don't want to antagonize the Parks Department either. It's like, I love the Parks Department. I do. And I love Tompkins Square Park. It's great. Damn. Hopefully these bullies won't win. Please do it, True. It's not about the bullies winning. It's just it's a lot of work, and I see that they crucified Cousin Joe, and they'll crucify me too. Crucified, skinhead on me. I need a break, man. Awesome show. On to the next one. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, listen. You never know in this world. Stranger things have happened. Let's see what happens. But right now, I don't think it's on the agenda. That said, I know I could announce the damn show an hour before, and there'll be 1,000 people there. Yes, Tompkins Square Park is hollow ground. It really is. What's up, James? Wow, good to see some faces coming through. Yep. Otto's? Maybe we should move the show into Otto's. That's a good place. Yeah, exactly. The May 8th show will take place at another date. Let's let it calm down a minute here, all right? I need a little sleep. I'm functioning on 2 hours sleep, So, let's get a little sleep. Move to the red zone. Not sure. You know what? Here's one for you. Hold on. Oh, wait. How'd you get the link, man? Who gave you the link to the show?
I won't say who.
Yeah. All right. Did you give him the link? I told you not to give him the link.
It wasn't him.
It must be my microphone.
It was the microphone's fault, Drew.
I was moving my head and it went off.
You guys, even when I tell you guys you can't come on, you find a way, don't you?
Hey, you get rid of us, but we always come back, Drew. We always come back. I just wanted to say really quickly, it was an amazing show, Drew.
It was.
The truth was now told, so now hopefully this will go into effect. And, it just basically just set the record straight, honestly. I mean, there was one thing I wanted to bring up. It's not a negative thing, but it had to do with the show itself. A certain assemblyman who shall not be named ratted out the whole thing.
Wait, so hold on. Stand by for Sid the Kid, political pundit.
No political. It's just the truth. Obviously, April 20th is a big day for a lot of people, and obviously Washington Square Park is bigger than Tompkins. There were a hell of a lot more people over there that day compared to what we had. Yet nobody said a fucking word about it. So, and that's my 2 cents on it. That's about it. Back to you, Drew.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Sid the Kid Man on the street. Hey, got to shout out Frankie Too Far, who did a great job DJing the show.
Frankie did his thing too, man. Frankie knows what's up.
You know what, Sid? Frankie's like, I love when Frankie DJs. He plays all that old school skinhead thug shit that I love. You play all that fucking crappy ass punk rock shit that I hate.
Yeah, see, apparently you must have some great punk rock timing. Because I play the same shit that Frankie does too. So
Frankie plays some of that old school thug skinhead shit.
Frankie knows. Frankie knows what I play too. We play the same shit. Your timing is just horrible, Drew. That's what it is.
What every time I walk in the room, you're playing some horrible punk band. It sounds like they were recorded in the sewer.
Yeah, but isn't that like what even most hardcore bands are too? Back in the day, they played in the shittiest places.
I bust your balls. You have a passion for that stuff. I bust your balls. No, it's okay. Sally Mae's right. Yeah, Frankie Too Far's photos are great. He's a great photographer.
Hey, Frank, when is there going to be a Step Too Far?
Yeah, he
reunion?
is.
When's that going to happen?
DJ War.
No. There's all love with that. There ain't no fighting with that bullshit. We all know our thing. We stick to what we do.
Oh, here you go. Coming Correct, 25 to Life, May 9th, Tompkins. It's May 8th. That's right. Actually, the truth be told, I have given my permit up to Rick to Life. So it's called Rick to Life Fest. In Coming Correct, 25 to Life, and Rick to Life Spoken Word on May 8th in Tompkins Square Park.
Is Jello Biafra going to be the actual surprise guest too, Drew?
I gotta get Jello on this show, actually. I keep forgetting about that. You know. So there you go. Wait, you got muted because you just make with your mic. What is it?
I know. No, I wasn't. I just wasn't sure if you could hear me or not.
I saw you doing this.
It's like a kung fu movie.
It's Godzilla.
This Chinese food's no good. You know. Who's your master? Yeah. All right. Hey, listen. I'll see you guys later, right? I'll see you on Sunday, right? Day after tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
For Rob Echeverria, right?
Yep. And that album of the week, everybody, is going to be so fucking good.
Nice.
You sent it to me already?
Well, I did send it to you on Facebook, Mr. Stone.
You know what? I'm going to blow up the spot and post it. Let me see.
Oh, go ahead. Do it. I dare you. I fucking dare you, Drew.
Oh, here it is. Oh.
The internet dare.
Listen, man. Here we go. Okay, for those that tune in on Sunday's show, Sid the Kid's album of the week is going to be yada-dee, da-da-dee. Hold on, I gotta find it. Where is it?
Freaking technology today. That's what
We're
happens.
giving things away now.
Whatever, man. There are no secrets, man, in this world.
Because the truth will eventually be told.
Getting back to the DJ thing.
Hold on. Here you go. Sid the Kid album of the week.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's people talk about the other Venom record, but diehards go right to this one.
This is the first one?
Yes, it is. I believe so. I would have to do my homework. Since you already spoiled it for me, Drew, I can't do my damn homework tomorrow now.
No, you're doing your homework.
I'm a big At War with Satan fan of myself. Venom.
Hey, Rick to Life selling Antidote bootleg shirts May 9th. It's May 8th, for Christ's sake. And besides, Antidote is only 1/100,000th as good as Wisdom and Change. We all know that.
And it's Antidote NYHC, everybody. So if Rick wants to sell the old Antidote, hey, whatever.
That's true. Rick to Life selling Antidote boot. Yeah, I'm an Antidote NYHC now, so I don't have to shoulder that burden, All right, you guys. I'll talk to you guys. I'll see you guys on Sunday, right?
All right,
absolutely.
Later.
All right, everybody. Let's go have dinner, huh? Thank you once again. I'll see you on Sunday. Great show. New York Hardcore forever and always. Do good things, and good things will come to you.